Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Jamie Samuel reporting, and welcome to episode 17 of my 2022 FIFA World Cup podcast, bringing you the latest updates on the 2022 World Cup. I am joined yet again by my good mate Sam Savvas as we bring you a major preview of the 2022 FIFA World Cup Final and a recap of the semi-finals. Sam, how are you today? And thanks so much for joining me again.
Yeah, I'm well, thanks, mate. Thank you for having me on board. Really excited to preview the upcoming final and the third place matchup and to review the amazing action we saw over the past few days in the semi-finals.
Absolutely. I mean, tournament's flown by so fast. There's been a lot of exciting football. Wasn't it excellent to see who's now in the final?
Oh, for sure. 100%. Couldn't agree more, man.
Over the semi-finals, we saw Argentina book their place in the 2022 FIFA World Cup Final following a 3-0 defeat of Croatia. Lionel Messi scored from the penalty spot to open the scoring in the 34th minute. Alvarez capped off a stunning run with a second goal in the 39th minute, and then Alvarez all but wrapped up Argentina's place in the final with a third goal in the 69th minute as Argentina made it back onto the grand stage as they did in 2014. Sam, what an effort from Argentina. They bounced back from their shot defeat to Saudi Arabia on day one and have looked unstoppable since.
Oh, absolutely. Argentina have been one of the teams of the tournament for sure. I mean, I feel like they deserve to win the World Cup on Monday night, so it's going to be a very exciting matchup for sure.
Croatia can be proud of their efforts yet again in a major tournament, but they were not good enough to make it back to the final again. Is it fair to say they were outclassed by the much better side?
Oh, absolutely. They were very outclassed, unfortunately. So, but again, Croatia put up a really good fight against Argentina. Just things didn't go their way, unfortunately, and they gave it their all. And there's nothing to be ashamed of. Hopefully, they can end it on a high note on tomorrow night against Morocco.
France defeated Morocco 2-0 to make it back to the final and have an opportunity to contend for back-to-back titles. Hernandez opened the scoring for France as early as the 5th minute. Morocco created chances but were unable to break down the French defence as Koulibaly Mayani sent France into the final with a second goal in the 79th minute and ended Morocco's resistance. The final whistle bringing scenes of jubilation from the French fans and players as they made it through to another final. And we are one win away from a third title and back-to-back titles for the first time in their history. Sam, France sublime yet again. They've been unbelievable throughout the tournament.
Absolutely, they have. They've they only had one loss throughout the whole tournament so far, and it was a pretty shocking one in my opinion. But they've done so well so far. It's going to be another tough matchup for them against Argentina, so it's definitely going to go down to the wire.
Absolutely, it will. Morocco have defied odds at this tournament, upset after upset. Being in the final 4 teams in the world, while there is no World Cup to show, there's no question they've earned the most respect of all teams.
Absolutely, agreed. Morocco have been one of those surprise teams in the tournament, and I didn't expect them to make it to the final 4 at all. I thought round of 16 would have been more than enough for them, but again, they've got nothing to be ashamed of either. It's their first time they've made the Final Four, so I reckon huge kudos and great effort from Morocco overall.
Absolutely, and it was great for African football for making history and being in the Final Four for the first time ever.
Definitely.
So, after all the drama and excitement of the tournament, Argentina will now face France in the 2022 FIFA World Cup Final at Lusail Iconics Stadium. In the early hours of Monday morning Australian time, Argentina will be aiming for a third title, and first since 1986, as they aim to farewell Lionel Messi with the ultimate crowning of a first ever World Cup winner medal in his final World Cup match. France will be aiming for their third title and retain the World Cup after winning their second title at the 2018 World Cup. Argentina earned their place in a final with a comfortable 3-0 victory against Croatia, as mentioned, following victories in the knockout stage against Australia and the Netherlands, and this side can avenge the 2014 defeat to Germany and emulate the side of Diego Maradona's 1986 heroes. France earned their place in the final after they ended Morocco's miracle run, defeating them 2-0. Following victories in the knockout stage over Poland and England. Now they have the chance to win back-to-back World Cups for the first time in their history. My prediction? A 2-1 victory for Argentina as they claim a third title and break a 36-year drought and send Lionel Messi with the World Cup title at long last. This will break a 20-year drought for South America due to the last winner being Brazil back in 2002. Sam, these sides have been magnificent to reach the final. They both deserve to be here. A lot of fairy tales on the line.
Absolutely, it's been a ripper World Cup from both sides. I did predict Argentina would make the final against Brazil, but that didn't happen, unfortunately. So, it's going to be a really good game, and it's going to be very entertaining as well. Lionel Messi, it's going to be his last World Cup, but I'm going to say this. If France don't win it, I reckon Lionel Messi will go one more run in 2026. But if they do win it, I think he will just leave it at that, and his time with Argentina will be over. So I'm going to call it a 1-0 victory for Argentina, and for either Lionel Messi or Paulo Dybala or anybody to score.
Fair enough. Reasonable prediction. Besides that, are there any other players that you feel might be significant to this year's final?
I think Antoine Griezmann needs to step up a bit, and if Kylian Mbappe can get the score at the back of the net, as well as Olivier Giroud, if any of them score, then maybe France have a good chance of winning it as well. So, again, I'm saying anything can happen, but I'm sticking with Argentina to win.
Fair enough. And I think we're all behind Argentina. We all agree that Lionel Messi deserves to win a World Cup. I think it would just be the ultimate crowning on a magnificent career. And that concludes episode 17 of my 2022 FIFA World Cup podcast. Sam, thanks so much for your time yet again, and we are super excited for the final on Monday morning.
Absolutely, mate. I really appreciate you inviting me over to do your podcast again. It's been a pleasure being a part of a fair few of your episodes throughout the tournament. I'm very excited for Monday night's game. So it'll be a really good match to watch. And even tomorrow night, watching Morocco and Croatia battle out for third place is going to be a ripper of a game as well.
Who's your prediction for that one?
I'd love to see it. I'm going to go the underdogs and say Morocco win 1-0.
Yeah, that would be the fairy tale. Remember, if you are keen to be a guest on this podcast, you can reach me on my email in the video description or via the LinkedIn profile in the description. I look forward to bringing you one final episode after the World Cup final to recap what will no doubt be a magnificent final and recap the 2022 FIFA World Cup.